More and more I see videos passing by of game devs trying to make their dream game. And it got me thinking, what even is a dream game, and would I even want to make my dream game? I started imagining what my dream game would even look like. I imagine it's everything I ever dreamt of, right? It would be the mashup of all mashups, combining all my favorite things of all my favorite games into one. Would that even be fun? And say I make my dream game. Then what? Do I then transcend time and space and be done making games? Or would I have another new, great and different idea, a different dream game I would like to make? And if so, would I then have even made my dream game in the first place? That is why Junkworld is not my dream game. It's a project I absolutely love and I love working on, but I would also love to make a JRPG brawler, a VR point-and-click adventure, or a collectible card game. And are dream games not also fueled by our time, our available technology, and our own skills? I mean, our current frame of reference changes as we grow older, play new games, have new experiences, do new things. And this is why I think game devs get a bad rap of never finishing projects. By the time that we are well on our way of developing, we have had so many new ideas, so many new things we want to try, so many new things we want to make our own. Basically, the concept of our dream game has changed. And so usually the scope of the project spirals out of control. Devs keep adding on new features, adding more work, new ideas, more ideas, different ideas. In the end, sucking all of the fun out of making the game because it's an unfinishable beast which provides never-ending torment and work. And this is why every game dev influencer will tell you, keep your scope small. Take your game, cut it in half. Start with a small project. And in a way, Junkworld was also suffering from this. I made the scope of the game too big. I set out with the idea to make a 3D action puzzle platformer, which organically changed into a 3D bullet hell puzzle platformer. And when that happened, I should have left the repairing and puzzling part on the chopping board. It doesn't even make that much sense to have slow, deliberate puzzling gameplay mixed with action-packed bullet hell gameplay. But I held on to my initial idea, my dream game, so to speak. And after 4 weeks of struggling to make the puzzling part work, I smacked myself in the head and said, what are you doing? I realized I needed to double down on the action side of things and bring back focus to the gameplay and cutting back the overall scope of the project. A win-win situation. And so that's what I did. I started with a new idea of what the game would be, a 3D bullet hell platform. And it feels great to finally have a focused goal. But that just leaves one question. How the hell do you make a fun 3D bullet hell platformer? I guess by just beginning. But before we jump in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that like button because it really helps the channel out. And let me know in the comments if you think your dream game would be any fun to play at all. I started with a bunch of boring stuff to make the game playable, like switching scenes, loading levels, saving and loading player data, rebinding the keys, all those things. It's really rough right now, but it's a great start. Then I completely changed the UI and how it worked, and then it was finally time to start on the fun stuff, which also was the hard stuff. Now that most of the core systems have some form of implementation and I no longer have to worry about repairing puzzling mechanics, I wanted to make a new demo. A super small version of the game as a proof of concept without art, sound and polish, but with a small hub world and 2 levels filled with challenges and enemies.
I have a whole storyline, but for now all you need to know is in order to escape the hub world and return back home, you must find parts to repair a giant portal. These parts are hidden or protected by mini-bosses throughout the different levels. And to get to these levels, you will need to find and repair portals in the hub world with materials you gather from slaying enemies. I had no idea how the enemies in a bullet hell platformer would even work. I tried many different approaches for placing enemies within the level, like special combat zones or spawning them in randomly, but the simplest was the one that seemed to work the best, just having them idle in the world until the player is at a certain distance, which activates them and triggers them to hunt down the player. I then noticed the blast bots I previously made just didn't feel and work great, so I completely recoded them and at the same time made them a big brother, the burst bot. I would also like each level to have a theme, and so I went and added these moving lasers everywhere to make it the main level mechanic for this specific level. I then added some more crazy enemies like this airstrike tower, which can only be stopped by destroying its 4 power sources. Okay, you need to have a little imagination right now, but trust me, it'll be cool. Last but not least, I added some destructible items and of course the classic exploding barrels. To top it all off, I made these onomatopoeias show up whenever you score a critical hit.
To be honest, I am already pretty excited about all of this. It's all far from done, but I really like the direction it's going. I only made like 1/3 of the first level, but adding tools to my level making toolbox as I went along, so making the second level, which will revolve all around moving and rotating platforms, much easier. In short, there still is a lot of work to be done before this demo is playable at all, but if it is, I hope you are willing to try it out. In the meantime, I will be dropping the occasional horror build on the Discord channel, so if you're interested in playing and testing broken and janky builds to see how far along in development we are, make sure you join our server via the link in the description. Now, I hate saying when things like this will be done because it will put unnecessary pressure on things, and also the summer holidays are around the corner. So just make sure you hit that subscribe button and you will be notified when the demo is done. And that's all that I have for you today, Nuggets. You know what? Follow your dreams. Make your dream game. Fail, try, learn. Just do it. But do something. I don't want to sound like a grumpy old man. I know, I am a grumpy old man, but make games, make fun, have fun, do stuff. Alright? I'll see you in the next one.